So, you know how long I've been wanting to do this? 6 years. 6 years ago. I bought all of the parts and I didn't do shit. So let's start this video with a cautionary tale, using me as an example about how not to abandon your projects, no matter how small they are. Honor your words and do your shit, please. 6 years ago. Unbelievable. Anyway, the initial idea of this whole thing 6 years ago was to go back to the basics in the way that I would have a separate place just to practice. The thing is that a few years ago I got rid of my practice amp because I noticed that using BSD plugins I could get way cooler tones and way cooler sounds just by plugging my guitar straight into the interface. But then a few years passed and I noticed how cold, uninspired and actually boring was to practice in front of the computer. The other thing was that every time that I had an idea in my head, that a muse whispered a riff into my ears, I had to go into the studio, turn on the computer, open the DAW, create a new session because I never created a practice session, and by the time I have my guitar in my hands and I'm ready to practice, I remember when I started playing guitar, and I think that pretty much every guitar player can relate with this. You had, your sacred corner where you had your guitar and your amplifier, and you would spend hours and hours and hours practicing there. And it was really cool. No matter how shitty the sound was, you would just practice away. So the main idea of this thing 6 years ago was to go back to the basics. And why not just go out and buy some of those cabinets that a lot of companies are actually offering. I know that Orange has one, Boss has one. There's a few brands out there actually offering practice cabinets, small cabinets, 8-inch, 6-inch, and even smaller. The thing is that it's way cooler to build your own shit. So a few months ago, right after I completed the buckle booth, actually if you haven't seen that video, go here, click somewhere on the screen where you are going to be able to see how I built a buckle booth using recycled materials. Really cool video, go watch it. Right after I completed the buckle booth, I started organizing and rearranging my studio, and then I stumbled upon this long forsaken and forgotten cardboard box. And I opened the damn thing and guess what came out of it? A 6.5-inch speaker. I saw the thing and I immediately remember what I wanted to do, and I felt like so ashamed. I was like, holy f***, I don't know how much time it has been. 6 years. And while I was there just feeling sorry about myself, I went like, wait a minute. I have the speakers, I have the wood, I have screws, I have the cables, I have the input jack, I have paint. I can build a thing. Guess how I spent the last weekend? before I show you the clips, keep in mind that I barely played the speaker for less than an hour. So I haven't been able to break the speaker. The other thing, the very important thing, is that I'm actually not using a speaker cable because that's the only thing that I was missing. So that is going to play also an important role in how the thing is going to sound. So before you start raging about the size of the speaker, the size of the cabinet, the wood that I used, the dimensions and what, this is a practice guitar cab. So chill the fuck out. So all great, I built the damn thing, yet the moment of truth. How does it sound? So all in all, obviously this is not a vintage 30, this is a Valveton. It's actually a German brand, Valveton I think is the name. And I think that for practice purposes it sounds pretty decent, and honestly I love how it looks. It's just like a tiny little, and it roars, man, it roars. By the way, I was playing everything through the Zoom G3XN directly into this thing. Keep in mind that if you're going to do this, the level is not going to be as high, so I would recommend using some sort of a power amplifier. I actually got one and it's on its way, so I'm definitely going to do a follow-up video of this little wicked thing once I get that power amp pedal. So here it is. The cutest guitar cab that you can actually build. Let me know in the comments what you think about this. Do you agree that it's actually quite boring to just sit in front of your computer to practice? If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching this video. Go and get yourself a cold one because you deserve it. Get together with friends, blast some heavy and nice music, headbang like a maniac, and while you're at it, break your neck!